So what will it take, Bethlehem? What will it take for us to become thousands of folks? What will it take for the Twin Cities and the Christians here? This is a church-saturated area. What will it take for all the Christians here to be passionate about telling the gospel to unbelievers? Seeking opportunities, following through when we have them, taking risks of getting egg on your face, being rejected. What must happen? Well, that would be a sermon series, wouldn't it? All the ways that we justify not sharing our faith, our gospel with others. Well, here's one possibility of how it might happen. God might do to us what he did to Jerusalem when they didn't share their faith. Namely, he raised up Stephen to be so angelic in his countenance and so irresistible in his witness that they killed him. And out from his killing spread what? A great persecution. And because of the persecution, according to Acts, all of the Christians except the apostles were driven out of Jerusalem. And there arose on that day a great persecution against the church in Jerusalem, and they were all scattered throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. And then a most amazing verse. Takes your breath away if you really put yourself in their shoes. This is Acts 8, verse 4. It goes like this. Now, those who were scattered, I'm going to give this my own translation, went about gospeling the word. That's the Greek word is to tell the gospel, and the direct object is word. Gospeling the word. Telling as good news the word. That'd be the better English word. Gospeling is not a verb in English. So telling the good news of the word. Telling the good news. Now, do you hear what that just said? And ask yourself if you're there yet. And if you're not, pray. Here's what happens. Pick your favorite teacher in the Twin Cities. And a huge, violent opposition to the Christian church happens. And they isolate the key teachers and they kill them, shoot them. And then they start going from house to house, see who's a Christian. And all the Christians are driven to Iowa, Wisconsin, and South and North Dakota, looking for a place to stay. Relatives and friends and other Christians, not hard to find a place to stay probably. And you left books and cars and CDs and grandfather's clocks and houses your parents lived in for 40 years and most of your clothes. And everywhere you go, you're telling good news. You're supposed to be telling bad news. That's bad news. Let's all complain about the bad news in Minneapolis. And they didn't do it. This is weird. I'll read it to you again. Now those who were scattered. Now, I've got to go back and read 8:1 again. There arose on that day a great persecution against the church in Jerusalem, and they were all scattered throughout the regions of Judea and Samaria, except the apostles. Verse 4, now those who were scattered went everywhere telling good news about the word. Maybe that's the way the Lord will have to do it. Will there be any takers? Oh my, are we a complaining people? Something bad happened to us. Why'd you do that, God? I mean, the Apostle Paul was of another ilk, and so were those early Christians. They lost their houses. They lost their possessions. They lost their hometown. They are refugees with very little, and they are going everywhere saying, there's good news, there's good news, there's good news, because they were blown away by what had happened a few years ago on the cross. Absolutely blown away by the death of the Son of God and the resurrection of the Son of God and the free offer of the gospel that all of my sins are forgiven and I have eternal life no matter what anybody does to me. They were so blown away. You can have my house, have my family, have my health, have my car, have my books. I've got the gospel. Maybe that's the way he'll have to do it, to really find out who we are. And who's going to say, when everything else falls away, I've just got good news left. It's all I've got. Don't have anything else, just good news.